Hi, I'm Viv, the life strategist, helping busy driven people go from chaos to clarity so they can enjoy life more. That's not all I do. Today's Saturday, so I'm going live for Self-Healing Saturdays because for over a decade, I helped people heal one-on-one from deep terrible, excruciating traumas as a trauma therapist. And from that was born my Self EMDR self healing course and the self healing circle and guidance group I still run today. And if you're watching this, you might be in the group because the replay is posted, will be posted there, as well as any resources or tools that we talk about today. That being said, I am sharing this live with everyone because December is a difficult month, and we could all use a little bit of nervous system calming and some healing sometimes from time to time. And I've learned so much in all the years serving my clients and the thousands of people that have gone through my course that I really would love to share just a little bit on Saturdays to help anybody who needs it, as well as the people in my community, of course. So today's topic is called Holiday Overwhelm Relief. Holiday Overwhelm Relief. Help, help. If you feel like I get it, I get it. The holiday season can be really stressful. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your family, maybe it's just the environment buzzing. Maybe you love the holidays. I actually love the holidays, but it can still be stressful for me as well. So, what's happening with your nervous system? We talked a little bit about this last Saturday. Is, you know, you're getting into the more things you put on your to-do list, the more pressures, the more things that you're failing, like, oh crap, I forgot to do this, or oh, I can't even dream of doing that. You know, you you might be in a state of overwhelm, right? That's the topic of today, overwhelm. And what overwhelm really is your limbic system turning on like really loud. And what happens neurologically is that shuts off the prefrontal cortex, our higher thinking centers. And it's because we're in a state of fight or flight. Our heart rate is elevated, and we've got little chemicals and hormones and neurotransmitters that are signaling to our body like we are under threat. So, like, stop thinking and start moving, or pretend you're dead because something bad is happening. But it's just the holidays. And I know for some of you, holidays are painful. I know that. So I'm not making fun of that. But I'm just saying that that we all make saber-toothed tigers out of our problems. So which means that whatever we're stressed about, it can maybe when we step away from it, it can seem insignificant, or each little piece can seem less significant. But when we put it all together, or when we magnify one piece, it actually becomes like a threat to our life, which it does not need to be. But that is how our body perceives it. And so going into this overwhelm, we're like in this like really stressed out state, which is not helpful for thinking, not helpful for being, not helpful for our doing, right? And I think one of the pieces that I want to touch on, especially, is that it's not a personal failure. If you are an overachiever or a type A person, um, you can take things personally when you don't get things done, or you're not able to achieve or not do the thing that you want to do. And I'm here to tell you that you are human. You are human, which means it's not that you're failing. It's not that you're a failure. Why you are not maybe able to do all you want to do, or be at the top of your game, or even feel like really wonderful that the holidays are here if you are in a state of overwhelm. Because it is quite easy to get into a state of overwhelm, especially if there's people around you that are being overwhelmed, because it's a contagious energy. And So it's quite easy to get there. And in fact, when you get into overwhelm, as I mentioned, it hijacks, it sabotages your thinking brain, right? Which is the doing brain, which is the brain that is productive and able to think clearly and be like, okay, no, I cannot do those 25 things. I can only do those 4 things or whatever it is, right? Which reminds me, I need to do a live on on a productivity, not a productivity hack, but something to do about how to minimize that overwhelm uh, by categorizing the things we need to do. In fact, maybe I should share a little bit of that. I want to share a quick exercise on how to actually reduce the overwhelm just with a simple breathing exercise. It's really, really simple. So in fact, let's just do that now. And then I will share with you my little productivity hack uh, that reduces overwhelm, because I just think, especially in this month when we are doing a lot, it might be helpful. But first, let's calm the F down, okay? So let's be like little kids. I'm joking, but it's true. I want you to inhale twice fast through the nose and then exhale, long exhale out through the mouth. So you don't necessarily need to do that 3 times in a row. I did that 3 times in a row. I was just demonstrating. Just once can be a nice little interrupt. So, or I like the slower one better. The reason is that's actually a neurological little physiological trick that triggers it just talks to our body in body language to calm the F down. It's like, relax. It's over, right? Because if you notice in animals and children, which are our little tiny animals, uh, that like when they're crying, or even when you're crying, and you kind of like, once you kind of get to the point where it's over, like you're like, okay, like, ah, right? Like in the beginning, it's, right? But then at the end, it's like, ah. It's actually a physiological universal reflex. So you can just do it. You don't have to wait for like a lot of crying and stuff. Just do it in advance to tell your body, or it's over. Okay. And you can even say it's over, or like like my upset's over. Like let's get clear. Let's leave this behind. And so I wasn't going to teach this today, but I'm going to teach it anyways. Because I really feel like one of the things that can be stressing you out in this holiday season is like making lists of too many things you need to do, which is a common thing. And so this is what I recently was working on with a client of mine in my getclearwithviv.com thing. So she was really stressed because, as most people, she had a lot of things to do, right? And what I taught her, and I've taught before many other people and myself included, well, when I learned it, was that you can reduce overwhelm by grouping the things on your to-do list in categories. Okay, and because our brain is not meant to focus on like 15 or 20 or 35 different things. That is overwhelming to anybody. We are designed to be overwhelmed by that many things. But sometimes we really do need to do a lot of things. But if you think about like what is the goal or the result or the purpose of these things, right? So maybe like get X, Y, and Z presents, respond to so and so's messages, go buy this and that, or I don't know, do this thing for work, or like whatever. I don't know what's on your list. Um, but then you think about, okay, well, why am I really doing, like, write the list down, the whole list, right? And kind of think about like, what is each item? Like, okay, maybe it's like, oh, get maybe like exercise, right? Like maybe it's like, oh, gotta go to the gym, and like, oh, gotta get those workout shoes, or like whatever. I'm just using that because easy example. So like, oh, also gotta remember go to sleep early. I need some extra rest for to deal with this weekend. Hopefully you're doing these healthy things, or you're like, what is Viv talking about, right? Um, then you might group that under like, well, why do you do these healthy behaviors? Because I want to be healthy, or I want to have more energy, or I want to feel good, or I want to lose 10 pounds, or whatever it is your goal, right? So this is like your health goal or your body goal, or like think about the result that you want around that goal, and kind of just like circle all the little items on your list that deal with that. Then the other ones might be like, say, work related, right? But maybe there's also sub stuff, right? Like if you run your own business, maybe it's like, these are because I want, I'm trying to get more clients, and this is because I'm trying to deliver better service. Or if you work for somebody, this has to do with this project, and this has to do with pleasing my boss, or whatever, right? So just kind of like group them, and then you can kind of like group them. Okay, well, what's the point of your business, or what's the point of work? Well, maybe it's like financial stability, financial security, make sure I don't lose my job, or like make sure my business grows, or like whatever. Like find a global sort of result that you're looking for with those, and kind of group those. So these are all like work related, and they could be one, or it could be like two or three. Less categories are better, just so you know. So if you have a list of like 30 items to do, you should probably have like maybe four categories, five, no more than eight for sure. Like I said, less categories better. So the brain is designed to think between like to chunk in between 5 to 7 items, right? Right. So if you have like anywhere from 4 to 7 categories, then that's like way less overwhelming than a list of like 50 to dos, for example, or 30 to dos, or 25 to dos, or whatever. So then, as you look at those different categories, right? Like, maybe the result is like, okay, I want to feel rested for the holiday, like improve my health. That's what maybe one goal. I want to have a fantastic holiday season, like a really great Christmas, for example, with my family. So maybe buying presents, sending out invitations, picking up a turkey, or like whatever you're going to eat. Maybe all those things are on that list, decorations, blah, blah, blah. And then like your other lists, your other categories, right? But like with that one, for example, what I want you to do next is like you look at those categories, and then you think, is there anything I could add? I know, scary. You've already got a big list. I'm going to add to it. But you might think of better things, because once you know the result behind, like, oh, why did I want to like message so and so, or buy this and that, like what's the point? Like, okay, maybe I don't want to get that person a Christmas gift. What do I need? I don't need that. I don't want that in my life. You can like maybe cross some things off when you think like the bigger point, what you really want, right? But you can also add things, right? This is the beauty, because then it's like, if I really just want to feel rested, maybe rather than going to the gym, getting the shoes, doing all this, maybe I should just commit to like a simple walk a day and more sleep. So cut my 12 items down to two, for example, for like a week, or for just the holiday season, or whatever, right? So you can also like add things, and that can give you more insight, right? And then you can also like circle the really must do items, like what's the most important thing that you need to do within those categories. So it kind of gives you a way of prioritizing. Okay. So that's in a nutshell, right? Of just by writing down your to-do list, grouping it into categories, writing down like what's the point or purpose of each kind of little thing, so that you can have like or of each category, right? You want like one result, like what do you want from doing these things, and why do you want that, right? For each category. Because then you have like, anywhere from 2 or 3 to maximum 7 categories, right? Of your entire massive to-do list. And then you look at those 3 or 4 items, you're like, oh, I just want these 4 results, right? You're like, then it's not so overwhelming anymore. So, ah, so much better, right? All right, so let me know what you think. If you're in the community, please drop me comments. If you're on social media, please drop me comments and let me know what you think. Remember to always like, subscribe, and share. And and yeah, I just always love to hear from you. So let me know what you think and what your plans are for the holiday and how this exercise is helping you. Excuse me. Remember, you deserve to wake up with passion, to live with purpose, and to sleep with peace, like a really happy baby. Take good care.